You scratched your thumb on a twig. Big deal, right? You curse under your breath, suck the blood, and move on. Meanwhile, inside your body, it's Independence Day, and you're the city about to get nuked because that tiny cut just invited billions of bacteria into your bloodstream like it's spring break for microbes. And spoiler, they didn't come to sightsee. They came to invade, colonize, and poop everywhere. I bet you didn't know your bloodstream throws a full-scale rave over a paper cut, huh? This is where your immune system kicks into gear. And I'm not talking about a Windows update that needs 14 hours and still breaks your keyboard. I mean real-time, cellular-level, biochemical DEFCON 1. Because your immune system doesn't just fight germs, it deploys a full-blown military operation with border patrols, suicide bombers, intel agents, and more drama than a Netflix war doc narrated by Morgan Freeman on espresso shots. First responders arrive. Macrophages, giant cells that eat invaders alive. Not metaphorically, like actually eat them. Think of them as cleanup crew tanks with a taste for blood. But the bacteria, they brought friends. So your immune system calls in neutrophils, deranged kamikaze soldiers that nuke everything, including your own tissue, just to get the job done. They vomit acid, explode into death webs, and sometimes keep fighting even after technically dying. Yeah, your immune system is unhinged, and that's just phase 1. So stick around, because next we'll meet the immune system's version of a war journalist wearing a trench coat made of bacterial guts. And spoiler, he's headed for headquarters. So, the battlefield's a mess. Macrophages are exhausted. Neutrophils, half of them already blew themselves up like glitter bombs filled with acid and DNA. And your tissue? Yeah, your cells are now collateral damage. Good times. But don't panic yet. Because this is the part where your immune system sends in the guy who doesn't fight. He collects intel. Meet the dendritic cell, the trenchcoat-wearing war journalist I promised you. While everyone else is busy smashing skulls and bathing in bacteria soup, this guy is scraping samples off the corpses and wearing them. Literally, he rips pathogens into tiny pieces, tapes them to his outer shell like he's auditioning for Project Runway, Pathogen Edition, and bolts straight to the nearest lymph node, aka your immune system's version of CIA headquarters. His mission? Find the one helper T-cell in your body that has the perfect weapon for this exact invader. And that's harder than it sounds, because your immune system has billions of these cells. So what does our guy do? He rubs himself, covered in bacteria guts, against every T-cell he can find. Disgusting visual? Sure. But it's how your immune system plays matchmaker during wartime. And I guess you never suspected that your lymph nodes hosted the world's most awkward speed dating event, did you? But wait till you see what happens when the right T-cell swipes right. We're about to unleash the big guns. So the dendritic cell finally finds the one. Out of billions of T-cells, one goes, wait, I do recognize that bacteria carcass you're wearing. Let me grab my weapons. This isn't just a match, it's an activation. That T-cell, now officially the main character, powers up like an anime transformation sequence. And then it starts cloning itself. 1 becomes 2, 2 become 4. Soon, it's multiplying like gym bros on pre-workout. Now, take a step back and think about it. Do you actually believe this level of tactical biochemical choreography just popped out of nowhere? Come on. Even your immune system has better planning skills than your last 3 relationships. This is biological special ops, with precision targeting, encrypted communication, and more discipline than a Navy SEAL with a clipboard. And honestly, with coordination like this, it kind of makes you wonder if there's something or someone behind the scenes pulling off the greatest symphony of survival we've ever seen. What do you think? Dumb luck? Divine design? Drop your take in the comments, unless your last philosophical bender left you face down in the meaning of life. Anyway, these clones split into 2 critical squads. Squad 1, Motivation Department. They rush back to the battlefield, find burned out macrophages, and hit them with immune system TED Talks. You've got this. Think of the greater tissue. Here's a cytokine espresso shot. And just like that, your demoralized cells turn into homicidal maniacs with purpose. Squad 2, B-cell whisperers. While the first squad rallies the troops, the second goes hunting for B-cells. Those are your antibody factories. Same deal. There's only one B-cell in your entire body that makes the right antibody for this invader. So the T-cell rubs up against everything again, because that's apparently how cells flirt in this universe, until it finds the chosen one. And you thought your dating life was inefficient. When it finally connects, boom, antibodies start pouring out like they're on a Costco free sample rampage, thousands per second. And just like that, the war flips. But don't get comfy, because next we go full saturation mode. The immune system's version of biochemical carpet bombing is about to begin. By now, your immune system has flipped the switch from mildly annoyed to full biochemical overdrive. The B cells, they're cranking out 2,000 antibodies per second. Tiny molecular handcuffs with a mean streak. These little guys don't just tag invaders. They clump them, stun them, humiliate them, and call in the cleanup crew like tattletales with grenades. They're like clingy exes. If your ex was armed and had access to your bloodstream. Macrophages and neutrophils, now jacked up from their cytokine TED Talk, charge back into the fray like they've got something to prove. And at this point, the battlefield doesn't look like an infection anymore. It's a microscopic Tarantino finale with more limbs and less dialogue. But that's not all. Your blood vessels open wide, flooding the zone with heat, fluid, and complement proteins. Your immune system's version of liquid C4. These things don't play. They punch holes in bacterial walls like tiny SWAT teams with demolition charges and zero chill. And yeah, you feel this as inflammation, swelling, redness, that why does my finger feel like a balloon pressure? What, you thought your body could fight a war without a little friendly fire? And just when the bacteria are getting dogpiled and your tissues are begging for mercy, the immune system does something unexpected. It stops, but not because it's tired, because it remembers. Don't even think about blinking. What comes next rewrites everything you thought you knew about immunity. The battle's over. The bacteria are toast. Your tissue looks like it hosted a rave, a riot, and a kitchen fire, all at once. And your immune system? It starts to pack up. Macrophages retreat. Neutrophils self-destruct. The antibody flood slows to a trickle. But not everyone leaves the party, because your immune system has a little trick called immunological memory, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Why the battlefield's still smoldering. A handful of T cells and B cells don't die off. They upgrade. They evolve into memory cells, elite veterans programmed to recognize that same invader in milliseconds, forever. One nasty bacterium shows up again, boom. No waiting, no speeches, no cell-matching speed dates, just instant annihilation. It's the difference between getting punched in the face once and never letting that guy near you again. Your immune system doesn't just fight, it learns, it journals, it holds grudges like a toxic X with a microscope. And those memory B cells, they'll keep pumping out low-level antibodies for years, some for life. That tiny cut on your thumb, your body built a biological surveillance system around it. So next time, the intruder gets deleted before you even know it knocked. And this is how immunity is born. Oh, you thought that was the happy ending? Yeah, no, here's where it gets weird. The same system that guards you for life can also turn on you. You're about to find out what happens when that memory gets corrupted. So you've got this elite, lifelong immune surveillance squad, memory cells, antibodies, T-cell assassins on standby. Awesome, right? Sure, until they start recognizing the wrong target, like you. But here's the part they don't put in the textbooks. The same brilliant system that guards you for life can glitch, and when it does, it stops asking questions. and starts attacking your joints, your thyroid, your gut lining, even your brain. Welcome to the world of autoimmunity. It's like your immune system got dumped and decided to burn your house down out of spite. Nobody knows exactly what flips the switch: genetics, infections, trauma, environmental triggers. But here's the kicker. Sometimes all it takes is one false memory, one tiny miscommunication, and suddenly your immune cells think your pancreas is a threat. So they launch a coordinated attack. No warning, no hesitation, just biochemical betrayal. Imagine training a SWAT team to protect your home, and one day they just start kicking in your windows because they felt suspicious vibes from the fridge. Now you've got chronic inflammation, tissue damage, and a medical file thick enough to choke a mule. And if you think this is just about rare conditions like lupus or MS, think again. Autoimmune disorders are exploding, and many people don't even realize they're in the middle of an immune system mutiny. Bomb. And what if I told you that the rebellion might be starting in your mouth? Yep, that hole under your nose, it might be ground zero. So, autoimmunity. Your body's rogue defense squad just declared war on itself. The spark that lit that fuse might have started right under your nose. Literally. That mouth of yours? Not just for chewing and firing off bad takes. It's a bacterial war zone with more germs per square inch than your phone, toilet seat, or gym floor combined. Feel free to gag now. But here's the kicker. When your gums are inflamed, they don't just sit there bleeding during your morning floss fail. They leak. Bacteria slip into your bloodstream like secret agents with fake passports. And your immune system, it notices every single time. Studies suggest this low-grade chronic leak can trigger system-wide immune responses, spiking inflammation, disrupting gut balance, and potentially flipping the autoimmune switch. And guess what? Vitamin D deficiency makes this worse. Your immune cells can't regulate inflammation without it, especially in your gums. So if your D3 is low and your oral bacteria are high, congrats. You've just created a 24/7 micro-trauma loop that confuses your immune system until it rage quits logic. Still brushing twice a day? Cute. If your oral microbiome is off, it doesn't matter how minty you feel. You're feeding the fire. And now, you finally understand why this isn't just about teeth. It's about immune precision, inflammatory triggers, and biological betrayal from the one place no one ever thinks to check. You made it through the immune gauntlet. But buckle up, because next, we're heading into the full mouth-immune-brain connection. Final form, anyone? And yeah, that's nerd code for the endgame. If you're ready to unlock it, make sure to subscribe and share this around before it mysteriously disappears, or I get flagged by the algorithm for telling you the truth.